In an age of fractured skies and fallen empires, the great Han Dynasty of China was crumbling. The land wept, scourged by corruption, famine, and the chaotic uprising of the Yellow Turbans. From the ashes of this chaos, heroes were forged not by destiny alone, but by profound, unbreakable bonds. Welcome to Mythic Mundi. Today, we journey back to the mists of the Three Kingdoms period to uncover the story of a man whose name would echo through eternity, a man whose crimson face and magnificent beard became symbols not just of war, but of righteousness. This is the story of Guan Yu, the man who became a legend, and the legend who became a god. His story does not begin on a throne, but in a humble peach garden. It was there, amidst the blooming trees, that three men, unrelated by birth, gathered to change the fate of the Han. There was the noble and compassionate Liu Bei, the fiery and formidable Sheng Fei, and the towering, dignified Guan Yu. They saw the suffering of the people, the weakness of the throne, and the ambition of the warlords. In that garden, they made a vow. They knelt, and in a ritual that would become immortal, they swore an oath. We three, they pledged, though of different families, unite in heart and purpose. We seek not to be born on the same day, but we ask to meet our end together on the very same day. This was not merely an alliance, it was a brotherhood forged in spirit. For Guan Yu, this oath was not a promise, it was his very essence. It would become the compass that guided his entire life, the unshakable foundation upon which all his legendary deeds would be built. Guan Yu, known then as Young Cheng, was a man of immense presence. He was described as towering in stature, with a distinct long beard and a face the color of dark jujube, earning him the name the Crimson-Faced. He wielded a weapon as legendary as himself, the green dragon crescent blade. It was said to weigh over 82 jin, a weapon not for a mere soldier, but for a titan. Together, the three brothers raised an army to defend the Han against the Yellow Turban Rebellion. Guan Yu's prowess in battle was immediate and undeniable. He moved through the chaos of the battlefield like an unstoppable force of nature, his blade a verdant flash of justice. He and Zhang Fei became the twin pillars supporting Liu Bei's ambition, his wings protecting him at all costs. But the fall of the Han was too complete. The vacuum of power did not create peace, it invited monsters. The ambitious and brilliant warlord Cao Cao rose in the north. The tiger of Jiangdong, Sun Quan, secured the south, and our three brothers, with their dream of restoring the Han, were caught in the tempest between them. Their early years were marked by hardship and defeat. They were wanderers, noble fugitives, searching for a place to call their own. Their brotherhood was tested time and time again, but the ultimate test of Guan Yu's character was yet to come. It would arrive in the form of their greatest adversary, Cao Cao, and it would force Guan Yu to make a choice that would define his legend forever. The turning point came at the Battle of Shuzhou. Liu Bei, in a desperate struggle, was utterly defeated by Cao Cao's superior forces. The brothers were scattered to the winds. Liu Bei sought refuge in the north, while Guan Yu was left isolated, guarding Liu Bei's wives and family, trapped in the city of Xiapi. Cao Cao, a brilliant strategist, recognized the value of the man before him. He saw in Guan Yu not just a warrior, but the embodiment of honor. He coveted this warrior for his own ranks. Cao Cao leads siege to the city. Guan Yu, ever pragmatic, knew his position was hopeless. He agreed to a temporary surrender, but only on 3 strict conditions. First, he was surrendering to the Han Emperor, whom Cao Cao served, not to Cao Cao himself. Second, the wives of Liu Bei must be treated with absolute respect and their safety guaranteed. And third, most crucially, if he ever learned the whereabouts of his sworn brother, Liu Bei, he would leave immediately. No force on earth could stop him. Cao Cao, in his confidence, agreed to all 3. He believed he could win the heart of this great warrior. And so, Guan Yu entered the court of Cao Cao. The warlord showered him with gifts. He bestowed upon him magnificent silks, gold, and a new title, Marquis of Han Shao. But Guan Yu remained unmoved. He gave the silks to Liu Bei's wives and kept the gold under guard, untouched. Cao Cao then presented him with the ultimate gift for a warrior, the legendary steed, Red Hair, a horse said to be able to travel 1,000 li in a single day. Upon receiving this horse, Guan Yu did something unexpected. He bowed deeply and thanked Cao Cao profusely. Cao Cao was pleased, but confused. "I have given you so much, and you never showed such gratitude. Why for this horse?" Guan Yu's reply has echoed through history. He said, "I am grateful because I know this magnificent horse. With it, when I learn where my elder brother is, I will be able to rejoin him in a single day." Cao Cao's heart sank. He knew then that this man's loyalty was a mountain. It could not be moved. To repay Cao Cao's kindness and honor his temporary service, Guan Yu served him on the battlefield. At the Battle of Bo Ma, Cao Cao's forces were pinned down by the fearsome general Yan Liang. Guan Yu, upon his red hair, charged into the fray. He saw Yan Liang's banner, and like a crimson bolt of lightning, he rode straight through the enemy army, his green dragon blade singing. He overcame the general, took his head, and returned as if he had merely completed a simple errand. The enemy army collapsed in terror. He had repaid his debt. Soon after, word arrived. Liu Bei was alive. He was in the north with the warlord Yang Shao. Guan Yu's time was at an end. He bid a formal farewell to Cao Cao, who, knowing he could not be stopped, intentionally avoided him. Guan Yu sealed all the gifts, left his title of Marquis behind, and taking nothing but his blade and his brother's family, he began the long ride north. But Cao Cao's subordinates would not let him pass so easily. What followed was the stuff of epic poems, the ultimate trial, the ride across 5 strategic passes opposed by 6 of Cao Cao's generals. At each pass, he was denied entry. At each pass, a general sought to block his path, demanding a travel permit he did not have. And at each pass, Guan Yu's resolution was tested. He did not seek conflict, but he would not be denied. His journey was a sacred one. He was an unstoppable force, driven by an oath. The generals who stood between him and his brother found only a grim end. One by one, he overcame them, his blade clearing the path. This was not a rampage. It was the resolute execution of a sacred duty. When he finally crossed the Yellow River, he was free. He had faced down the wealth and power of the most dangerous man in China, and he had chosen, without hesitation, the bond of his brotherhood. He had ridden into legend. The reunion of the brothers was a moment of profound joy. Together with the addition of the brilliant strategist Zhuge Liang, their fortunes finally turned. They established the kingdom of Shu Han, one of the 3 pillars that would define the era. Guan Yu was given a task worthy of his stature. The the defense of the vital and wealthy Jing Province. This was the strategic heart of their kingdom. For years, Guan Yu ruled it, his reputation alone keeping his enemies at bay. He was at the zenith of his power, revered as the Lord of the Magnificent Beard. But a man's greatest strength can also be the source of his undoing. Guan Yu's unshakable resolve was mirrored by an equally unshakable pride. He was a peerless warrior, and he knew it. He looked down upon his allies, particularly those of the southern kingdom of Wu, led by Sun Quan. When Sun Quan proposed a marriage alliance between his son and Guan Yu's daughter, Guan Yu's response was filled with disdain. "How can a tiger's daughter," he sneered, "be married to a dog's whelp?" The insult was unforgivable. It shattered the fragile alliance between Shu and Wu. It was a fatal miscalculation. While Guan Yu was leading a triumphant campaign north against Cao Cao, laying siege to Fan Castle, Sun Quan saw his opportunity. In a secret pact with Cao Cao, Sun Quan launched a devastating surprise attack on Jing Province from the rear. Guan Yu's own officers, alienated by his arrogance, defected. The great warrior was suddenly, completely and utterly trapped. His province was lost, his army deserted him. He was forced to retreat to the small, desperate fortress of Maichang. He was a tiger in a cage. His sworn brothers, Liu Bai and Zhang Fei, were too far away to help him. The man who had once crossed 5 passes was now surrounded, with no path open. In the end, he was captured in an ambush, along with his son, Guan Ping. He was brought before Sun Quan, who, like Cao Cao before him, was tempted to spare this magnificent warrior. But Sun Quan's advisors warned him. "This is a tiger," they said. "If you do not cage him, he will devour you." Guan Yu was given a final choice: surrender and serve a new master, or face the end. For the man who defined loyalty, there was no choice. He had sworn an oath to live and die with his brothers. While he could not fulfill the letter of that oath, he would honor its spirit. He refused to kneel. Guan Yu was executed, but in that moment, the man ended, and the god was born. His death was a tragedy, but his life became a blueprint for virtue. The story of his unbreakable loyalty, his righteousness, his courage, and his tragic, prideful end transformed him. Across the centuries, Guan Yu was elevated. Emperors bestowed upon him titles. Commoners built temples in his honor. He became a Shen, a god. But he is not just a god of war. He is worshipped as a god of brotherhood, of justice, and of righteousness. Because he was so loyal, he is seen as a guardian deity. Shopkeepers and businessmen revere him as a god of wealth and prosperity, trusting him to protect their fortunes with the same integrity he used to guard his brother's honor. His image is everywhere, a crimson-faced guardian stroking his long beard, his green dragon blade at the ready. He stands as a timeless reminder that in a world of chaos and shifting alliances, the true measure of a person is the weight of their word and the unshakable strength of their loyalty. What story from our world's mythology would you like us to explore next? Comment below and let us know. And as always, if you enjoyed this journey into the past, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps our Chronicle of Myths continue. Thank you for joining us on Mythic Mundi.